Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Jody Stanislaw, and I'm here with Wendy, fellow type 1, who just finished my 3-month program. And there's a lot of you that have found me online, and you might be kind of interested in working with me, or, who's this type 1 diabetes specialist? Who is she all, what's she all about? And I've had type 1 for 42 years, and I just finished working with Wendy, who's had type 1 for just about 3 years. And I work with type 1s that are 1 year into it or 50 years into it. And so I'm just going to be sharing, or Wendy's going to be sharing her experience with working with me. And we're making this video to help all of you that are kind of on the fence or just wanting to consider if you think working with me would be a good fit for you. So you can hear all about Wendy's experience.
Yeah.
Hi, so, guys. Hi. Thank you so much, Wendy, for taking the time to share your experience.
Of course. Of course.
Okay, so before you started working with me, obviously you were struggling and looking for help. What was the struggle? What did it look like before you worked with me?
I had a hard time with the ups, the downs, the roller coaster effect that is type 1 diabetes. And I'm very much a need to know, want to know kind of person. Mm-hmm. I want to say I don't like to be told what to do, but I like to be told what to do. So I was frustrated with my doctor in that it was well, let's try this and then come back in 3 months and we'll see how it worked. And then we'll try this and then come back in 3 months and we'll see how it worked. I'm not a huge on let's try. I want to figure out how come it did this, how come it did that, and what do I need to do different, but not every 3 months. Figure it out. Yeah.
And unfortunately, you were just basically stuck in the standard paradigm, which is the doctor tells you what to do, you try to do it, you come back, it probably didn't work. And my paradigm that's different is my goal is that I've empowered you to know how it all works and that you can make all the decisions. So you had the blood sugar roller coaster, you were being told what to do, but it doesn't really work, right? How were your numbers? I'm sure, do you remember what your A1c was?
My A1c when I started with you, I believe was, oh, hello, get out of here. My A1c when I started with you, I believe was 7. And I was excited because 3 years ago, it was almost 9.
Yeah.
I was excited because I was like, woohoo, 7. Only it still wasn't lovely and great and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. I tend to run high. I didn't have a whole lot of lows, but I ran high and I didn't know how to get it down. And then when it came down, it would just like crash, the roller coaster, it would go really high and then crash and I would correct. And then, oh, guess what? Whoop, it would go really high.
Yeah.
So that was my roller coaster and not knowing why or how to figure it out. That was just hard for me. The not knowing was hard.
Of course. Yeah. And I've been in your shoes because I've had type 1 since 1980 and I spent decades not knowing what was going on either. So now you finished my 3-month program. So how is it now?
It's awesome. It's amazing. It's the stuff I've learned is fantastic. I mean, every time I have a one-on-one with you or every time I go into the crew, and like last night, there was 6 people, I think, on a group call. It was awesome because I learned something from everybody or from you every single time that we talked. Like I didn't know caffeine could make my blood sugar go up because you drink coffee. There's no carbs in coffee. There's no sugar in coffee. Holy crap. My blood sugar went up because I drank coffee or I drank caffeine. And so even 3 months in, again, I learned something all the time and I love it. I love the community. I'm a big people person kind of gal. And so I just love the community. I love when I can help other people as much as when I can learn from other people. So.
And how's the roller coaster now?
The roller coaster is awesome. It's been great. One of the biggest things I've learned from you is that it's okay to, I'm not on a pump, I'm on injections. Mm-hmm. And it's okay to take injections, not just at mealtime, but if I see my Dexcom going up, it's okay. I don't have to wait until the next meal and then try to adjust because I'm getting ready to eat. It's okay. Like you gave me permission to correct in between meals. And for me, that was a huge, huge takeaway.
Yeah. And we had, we're obviously not going to go into it right now, but just for everybody listening, Wendy's educated now on how to smartly correct because we don't want to cause insulin stacking. Of course, many people have been told you can never give another shot within 4 hours after your previous one, but that's very paralyzing when your numbers are going out of control and you feel like I need more insulin, right? So Wendy's learned now that, how to safely correct and not stack. And now I also, as Wendy well knows, diabetes is not perfect. I'm Wendy's numbers are better. Now you said the roller coaster is awesome, but what I'm sure what you meant is that you're not on it as it's more flat.
Yes. So my A1c, I just went last week and I'm at 5.7 now, which is awesome. Yeah. And I'm 88% in range, which is huge for me because I was not that before. In fact, my doctor came in and was like, what are you doing? Whatever you're doing, just keep doing it because it's working, whatever you're doing. So
fantastic. And basically, Wendy, what you're doing and what everybody that's watching, what she's doing is when you work with me, my job is to empower you to educate yourself, to educate you on how to understand all the highs and lows, how to feel confident with how to change your basal rate or your long acting, how to be more savvy with mealtime dosing, since carb counting alone doesn't work, right? How to feel like you're in control of your diabetes and not just a victim to the crazy roller coaster, right? When we're not educated, we just feel like, what is happening? But where Wendy is now being empowered and educated, you're like, oh, I've got this, right? I've got this. It's so much more. I mean, my goal is to reach as many type 1s as I can. And you mentioned the crew. So I wanted everybody to know I have various offerings. I have the private program that Wendy just finished. And now she's in my membership program, which is open to the whole world. It's a very affordable monthly rate. And I go live for 30 minutes on Zoom once a week. I teach things. We talk about things. I answer questions. Our Dexcoms go off in the middle of it and we share them. Like my high alarm's at 120. So mine just beeped, right? So it's at 120, but that's what's possible. Right. And, but that's what the crew is. And so here's my overnight. So this is what's possible when people work with me. But because Wendy, you mentioned the crew, I just wanted to explain that, if people aren't ready to take the investment of a private program with me, then the crew is awesome.
We're both together, honestly. I mean, I've done them at the same time. And it's still amazing to do one or the other or both or however it works.
Yeah. So in closing, if there's anybody kind of on the fence about, okay, should I join the crew or work with Dr. Jody, what would you like to tell them?
I would say the biggest thing for me is I was stressed out, had major anxiety, didn't know what to do, didn't know up from down, very angry and aggravated, I guess would be a good way to put it. Because 3 years, it's a long time, but it's not a long time to be diabetic. I don't know how you guys that have been this way for 40 years or whatever. That's really hard. But the biggest thing for me is it was having someone to talk to, having someone to give me ideas to bounce ideas off of, and to just help teach me that I don't need to be angry. It doesn't need to be a stressful thing to take away that for me was the hugest thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, Wendy, I loved working with you, and I certainly hope I get to meet you in person someday. And to everybody that's watching, I hope you're inspired by Wendy's transformation of going from the roller coaster at 7% down to 5.7, and just feeling more empowered. So that's what's possible for everybody with type 1. You can sign up for an application to have a private call with me, or you can just join the crew. My website is drjodynd.com. Those last two letters are N as in naturopathic, D as in doctor.com. And I hope to meet you soon. So thanks for watching, and thank you, Wendy.
Bye.